Good morning, everybody. It is 5:33 a.m. Friday. I think it's the 5th. I'm not sure. I just woke up. I have my mace. I have my motivation, which is all of you mofos. And I didn't see anything to talk about today on my walk, but I mean, not by the time I left this, well, by the time I went to bed last night, I didn't see anything. Hi, kitty. Hey, baby. Hi, little one. That's a new kitty. Hi, baby. He's got a boo-boo on his head. Come here, precious. Come here. Nope. He looks like he wants me to, but he's like, yeah, I'm not so sure. Oh, a frog. See, I'm never going to get a walk in like this. There's a itty bitty bitty frog no bigger than a big toe right here, just hopping along. And there's a kitty cat watching it. Come here, baby. Anyway, I gotta get going here. I ain't got time for all these freaking critters. I saw one topic that David Smith had posted about martial law and what could happen, because it could really happen here. But I don't share the mindset of concern. I am concerned if it were to happen, sure. I don't see it happening. Martial law hasn't been called across the nation since the Civil War, and Abraham Lincoln did that. Congress has never called for martial law. I'll just touch on that subject real quick. Everything that I've ever read has said that, you know, martial law has never been called on a national front. It has, however, been used to a degree statewide in times of civil unrest, rioting, you know, things like that, where they kind of didn't have a choice. I mean, that's what it was designed for. That's what it's designed for. Of course they're going to use it for that. And I said, you know, that's why I'm a strong supporter of peaceful protesting. It doesn't make you feel a lot of times like you're getting anywhere, because you're not raging and screaming and yelling and looking threatening because you're not holding a gun. But you're also not going to encourage martial law for the state or your area or whatever. I just, you know, you're not going to get anything done. All you're doing is turn yourself into the bad guy. When you do that, you know, they look at the calm one, which would be the state, and they side with them. Everybody is a majority, I mean. They look at the ones who are armed, like the Bundy Ranch people, and like when the Bundy Ranch guys also participated in that bird sanctuary incident. I mean, everybody, the majority, actually, of the country, the majority said, yeah, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. But, you know, they had a dispute. They took it to court. Because they didn't like the end result, they thought, well, we're going to pout and be big babies and throw a fit until we do get it the way we want it. Anyway, that's a whole other topic for me. But the whole martial law thing, a lot of people are under the impression that during Hurricane Katrina, martial law was called. I've not found anything ever. I never remembered martial law being called during Katrina. Never remembered that. And it wasn't. The National Guard showed up, some military showed up. It was assistance because, well, look what was happening. Granted, the response timing and the response intensity during Katrina was fucking horrendous. It was unbelievable. It was something I never thought I would see in the United States. And for many years after Katrina, I'd watch a documentary or see a clip about it, and it would bring tears to my eyes that our government, you know, what a nightmare. That was a disastrous time for the United States, an embarrassing time, actually. Very embarrassing. And all that, you know, but martial law was not called. They screwed up and said, you know, bad intel went out, bad info, to the men on the ground, the National Guards, other police departments that were there, and they were told that they had the rights under martial law to shoot people that looted. They were given that info before they actually hit the ground, when there was a lot of assumptions going on. People did assume that martial law would be called, but the few citizens that were actually shot by the officials that were there to supposedly help, that was awful. That was terrible. I can see why they sent in so many armed men and took the guns of the citizens just so they could get them out. I remember during that time, citizens in Katrina were shooting at fucking helicopters. Me and Doug were talking about that because we followed it pretty closely when it was happening. And yeah, they were shooting at helicopters. I have had a couple of friends over the years that were there in the area when all that shit was happening. They weren't right in the thick of it. They weren't stuck and stranded. I've never met anyone personally that I can recall, and I would probably remember, that was literally stuck and stranded during that time in it. But they were in the area. They were getting all the local updates. They were getting word of mouth that for the ones who were coming through from the bad side. But yeah, there was no martial law during that time. They confiscated a lot of guns. Like I say, for obvious reasons, people were shooting at the damn helicopters. These first responders couldn't go in, but the people were understandably panicked, shooting at helicopters, not really sure how that was going to help them, but I can understand their rage when they see these helicopters going overhead and they're not stopping to help them. You know, they weren't stopping. And I can imagine that had to be miserable, especially if they had their grandmother, their children, someone they loved that needed medication, and these helicopters were just coming and going. But nobody was helping for days and days and days, so there's that. I don't worry about martial law in the US. I've never seen a reason to. The people of Katrina did get their guns back in spring of the following year. It took them a while, which I think is bullshit, but what's done is done. They got their guns back, and that was that. Katrina had a lot more issues, but I'm sticking to the martial law thing and a couple of little tidbits that I was concerned about when I saw stuff about it. I think everybody wished that they had the money and the means to go in during that time and just help. Well, not everybody. There were some assholes out there that said, fuck them, they're N-words. You know, I know because I met some of them. Some people just didn't care. But anyway, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a liberal. I'm not going to apologize for that. No more than I would expect any of you to apologize for being a conservative, you know. I mean, we're not all perfect. We can't all be liberal. It's the way I see it. I'm just kidding. Totally joking. Liberals aren't perfect either, especially not in the last couple years. And this year is no different. I'm still waiting for the correct candidates to come out, because right now I think we're being punked. These cannot be the candidates that we're getting. I think both parties are being completely screwed. I might extend my walk today. I probably won't record the whole walk, but I do want to extend it probably because confessions. Good morning, truck. Anybody want a bed? Can you see it? You can't even see it. Somebody throw a bed away. Don't nobody even want that shit. That's a big old empty house right there. It can stay empty too. I'm getting the hell out of here. Doug asked me out earlier this week on a dinner date. So I went. Because, you know, we had already planned it earlier in the week. Didn't know where we were going. I thought we were going for Mexican. And when we go out for Mexican, it's easier for me to find a slightly healthier meal than I would otherwise if I went out to eat. He wanted Chinese. a guy he just recently met. Told him about a Chinese buffet that's like a walking distance from where we live at. And I was like, oh gosh, no MSGs, oh God. Lots of breading. And so I get there, and they have a great deal of seafood on the menu. I mean, the bar is slammed full of seafood, and very little sides. Not much on sides. The salad bar was shit. It was just absolute shit. It was your standard iceberg lettuce, cut up tomatoes, slices of cucumbers, shredded cheese, croutons. Eat your salad, now throw it out on food kind of thing, you know. So I'd been contemplating re-adding some seafood to my diet for the protein factor for a while. Because, you know, when I quit eating meat, it was for health reasons. And somewhat for humane reasons, but mainly for health reasons. I had a health scare, and I cured it with getting rid of land meat. I was a pescatarian for a while, which means you eat seafood only. You don't eat any land meat, as I put it. No land meat, no Land Rovers. But anyway, so last night I did some shrimp, I did some fish. I'm not even as upset about the fact that I ate the shrimp and the fish, the meat, as I am that they were so heavily breaded or fried, or both. Not all of it, obviously. Some of it was just in like sauce, which is also a no-no. They had no steamed or boiled. Everything had something on it. So I'm walking through this apartment complex here to extend my walk. So I did that. I don't feel guilty. I feel bad for the way that the food was prepared. It will not be a regular thing because my stomach has hurt since about an hour and a half after we left. Not even that long. My stomach hurts. My stomach doesn't know how to handle meat. And there's no way in hell I'll eat pork, chicken, turkey, beef, any of the land meats, because I know how my body reacts to that, and it is fucking ugly. It is bad. It is so painful. So I won't be doing that. I think that's it on the seafood for me, though. So I did screw up my diet. Fried, saucy, blah, 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 blah. But when your husband asks you out on a dinner date, and then for once in his freaking life, he picks, well, not once in his life, but the rare occasion that he chooses where he wants to eat, you let him. He asked me out. He wants to eat out. We're going to let him pick. And then that salad bar was shabby. I can't say that I was thrilled, but I decided to throw everything out the window and say, to hell with it. Let's just eat. You know, I'll deal with it later. So that's what I'm doing. My stomach still hurts from eating the meat. That's why I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore for a while, if I ever do again at all. I mean, I greatly appreciate when people catch their own food. Be it hunting and catching it and eating it, or fishing and catching it and eating it. I think it's fantastic. That's the way it was meant to be, and that's the way it should be. You get a healthier food depending on where you're catching that fish or seafood or whatever. But anyway, so there's my confession, and we're not going to do any weigh-ins. I'm gonna try to do a. Everybody else is doing a Wednesday weigh-in. Rory hasn't, that I've seen, and I've been bugging her, but she still hasn't. So, not that I've seen, like I say, but I still don't know for sure the names of the other people involved in this diet challenge. I gotta get up here on the sidewalk or I'm gonna get my ass killed. I'm still in this apartment complex. So, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? My eyes are so bad. I can't tell what that is in the sidewalk. Please let it be a bag. It's a bag. Oh my God. From far away, I couldn't tell what that was. I don't know if you can even see it from here. Anyway, it scared the shit out of me. Anyway, there's my confession. And I'm not going to guilt myself to the point that I go home and eat a tub of Ben & Jerry's, you know, with that big wooden spoon. So stereotypical. No, I'm not going to do that, of course not. I'm just going to get back on board. Like, I woke up this morning and I did not want to walk because my stomach hurt so bad from the seafood. But the thing of it is, it's my own fault. I did it. It's my own damn fault. So, suck it up. Get busy walking. You know? Thank goodness that the seafood hasn't made me ill as far as, like, you know, double whammies or anything. I just got stomach cramps, that's it. Which is bad enough. She did not even let her car warm up. She just took off. Boo-boo. How's the moles going to do their job if you don't let them get warm? They're going to tear your engine up. Whew. David Smith also told me to see what's going on in Venezuela right now and read up on it. I don't have time in my life to read up and catch up on news elsewhere. Honestly, truly, I try not to watch the news. Some headlines will cross my news feed on Facebook or kitty, 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 kitty. Oh, or you know, somebody will tell me about a news thing, something that they know I'm interested in, like, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? You know, things they know that are going to light a fire under me or make me steam. But I don't have time or interest in what's going on barely in the United States, so I'm not going to try to pursue more negativities to drag me down. There's so many anti-governments and negativities and ill will and ill feelings coming from so many communities right now towards the government. I don't want to add to them, and I certainly don't like the way they make me feel when I start feeling what they feel. I feel nasty, ugly, dirty, hateful, mean, miserable, sad. It's just not a good, positive way to feel. No wonder they're all strapping themselves with guns and filling their basements with ammo. They're paranoid, and they've done it to themselves. They've taken things that have happened in the news, and they've made them their problems, and they've gone into freaking panic mode. What about us? Which is, being prepared is one thing, but then talking about it all the time, you're constantly bringing yourself down. And it's a proven scientific fact. I know science is scary, and we don't all know everything there is to know about science. I don't know the element charts and all that crap. Not like I should, not like I did when I was a kid in school. But it's been proven medically, scientifically, that when a person is sick with something physically wrong with them, and then you mix in a treatment on top of a depressed person that's sick, depressed, sad, down, negative feeling, you get bad results. You take that same person, you lift their spirits. You get them on antidepressants, or you do something in their life that will lift their spirits in some way. Combined with medical treatment, they do amazing. These holistic places and these natural healing places that use fruits, vegetables, and different foods and herbs to heal you from stuff, which is why I quit eating meat, because I didn't want to go the medical route for what I had going on. they have amazing results. They have like a 99% success rate. It's ridiculous. Of course, the government doesn't monitor them because the government doesn't recognize them, because that would bite the hand of the medical industry that feeds them, and they can't have that. So you have to basically go with the numbers that they can show, which are incredibly high. They have a much higher success rate for cancer treatment, diabetic treatment, lots of Crohn's disease, lots of ailments. They have a higher success rate than the medical industry, and they even with lower numbers treated, their numbers of the people they treat is lower than what the medical industry can show. And this is just based on the stuff that I found. I'm not a spokesperson by any means for anything. I can only speak to the studies that I've seen and my personal experience with getting rid of meat and what it did for what I had wrong with me, and it completely cured it. So never had a medical treatment one, and I was cured. So their numbers are great, and they report that part of their treatment is treating the patient's mind, treating the patient's spirits, and getting them on a positive, even kill before starting hardcore on their actual treatments. And their success rates are amazing. So even the medical industry claims it. So, you know, there's something to it. So when you start sitting around harping on all the negativities, when you're just searching places where the news is automatically anti-government and, you know, gives you a reason to be anti-government. You're a real patriot if you're anti-government, by the way. Did you know that? You're a real patriot. So they make it a positive thing to be negative. And yeah, it can make you a little bit disgruntled and paranoid. A little bit. I'm not crazy about the government myself, but I'm not going to harp on it all day long and load down my fucking trailer here with guns and ammo, because you know what? That's not life. That's not living. That's existing, and I'd rather live. And that means walking in the mornings and talking to y'all. I'll choose that. That's what I want to do. Okay, this is 22 minutes and change, which is way too long for a video, but it is what it is, and you don't have to watch it all. Fuck it. Come back and see it in 2 parts. Thanks for coming with me on my walk. We're still going to do the mace thing, but I had trouble. I meant to talk about that too, but I didn't have time because I run my mouth about other shit too much. Everyone be body positive.